guys, it's Val, Toxic Free. Welcome. Thanks for joining me today. Hoovering. That's what we're about today, hoovering. Again, there's thousands of videos on YouTube about hoovering, and I just want to put my little bit in, you know. I got hoovered recently, back after 10 years, which I'll go into detail a little bit later. But what they'll tend to do is, obviously, once you've been discarded, or you've had the silence treatment, or you've just been dumped, if they've left you alone for a while, you need to be careful, because they might call you and come back. What they do, they tend to, I think, this is my opinion, again, it's not anyone else's, it's not the truth, it's just my opinion, is they wait until the levels of your stress have gone, they wait until the bad memories have faded, they wait until the pain's died down, they wait until maybe you start thinking of the happy times, and then they jump in, and that they will then text you with a little smiley face. They'll text you with, hey babe, I miss you. They'll text you, they'll even pretend to have got the wrong number. I've had that, where they'll text you after a while, and they'll send you someone else's text on purpose, or they'll pretend to send you someone else's text on purpose, so that, because we're the kind of people that will go, oh, you've sent the wrong text, and they get into communication with you again. If that happens, please don't reply to that text or tell them they've sent the wrong person. That's their responsibility, not ours. They will just say things like, miss you, say hi to the kids for me if you've got children. They will try anything on to pull at your heartstrings. Because again, I was sort of, again, silly examples. Here we go with my daft examples. Now, I don't have kids, but I know that when people have children, have babies, you men won't be able to work with this. I don't really know what I can use example men-wise, but women-wise, you know, you're having a baby, it's, oh my God, get this thing out of me, I hate it, never, 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 never again. You're in trauma. You have the child. A few weeks later, you look at that lovely baby's face and you just think, oh, look at that lovely baby. You forget all the pain. You forget everything you went through in childbirth. And all of a sudden, you've got this most gorgeous thing in front of you, and you want to do it again. So, in a way, that's my example. Strange. The fact is that you've been through horror, you've been through pain, you've had so much hurt, and you've been dumped, devalued, you've been made worthless, and you're suffering from that for a while, your trauma. And then all of a sudden, as it starts to fade, as your body heals, your brain heals, the dopamine levels from cortisol and all the stuff that's going through your body and your brain disappears. And you think you're back to normal, and that's when you get a text. So just be careful, because that's when they will reel you back in. It's a case of don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I think a lot of it comes about is they think a lot of us are stupid. So they might send you a text going, happy birthday. And then you think, oh, they've remembered my birthday. They probably remembered it for a different type of reason to what you want them to remember it for. They've remembered it so that it's a reason to text, not a reason to say happy birthday. And they don't care about you, they're just doing it to hurt you and to get you back into their little grasp. Also, I see a lot of things on these groups where they put texts up of people hoovering them back, and they reply, and it's painful to read. Every text that you send back, it's a little food parcel. Nom nom nom, yum yum. They eat it up and they want more. God, I do sound stupid. What is wrong with me and my stupid examples? But it's true. They're not actually listening or reading what you're saying. They're not reading into the pain that you've been, why are you contacting me? You've hurt me so much, da da da. They don't care about that. They're just thriving on the fact that they've actually got your heartbeat racing. They've actually got back into your memories, that you've actually started to think about them again. That's what they're caring about. They don't care about the fact that you're typing back saying, you know, you broke my heart, why are you doing this to me? Why are you hurting me again? Why are you contacting me, and leave me alone? And then the arguments start, and then all the things will come in and saying, yes, but I didn't do anything wrong. It was... So basically the texts start, you start answering them back, they start answering you back. You're not going to get anywhere. If they've been discarded either by you or by them, and you've got over them and you've lived a little bit of life without them, and you are happier, don't even bother replying. Because again, cut out the middleman. The end of this text, the end of all their ways of trying to manipulate you back into their life, you're probably going to end up in a big massive argument. You're probably going to end up even more hurt. You're going to end up back 5 weeks, back 5 years. You're going to end up back in the same position to the day that they left you. And when they finally stop texting or put the phone down or tell you where to go, you're going to be sitting there with all that adrenaline running through your body, that anxiety, the memories, the pain, which is what they want. They'll start off by telling you how lovely they miss you, you're lovely, and I wished I'd been a different person. I will change. I've changed. I've realised my ways. I've realised. And sometimes what they say is, again, all about them. I want to be happy. I want us to be together. I want. If you read their texts, read between the lines. It's always about them. It's really hard to explain when I can see texts now and I see them on Facebook and I can read in between the lines of what they're actually saying. It's all about them, what they want. And they just need their supply. They just need you back in their lives because either they've got nobody else or they're just having a boring week where they think, oh, so I keep getting messages when I'm on the video. They will continue to push and continue to wind you up. But when they then know that they're not going to get anywhere with them, you just watch their colours change. You just watch. Because after they've tried to reel you back in, if you are strong, and you do say, no, leave me alone, and they know they can't do anything, they're not just going to go, okay, goodbye. They will end with the most vicious attack. I've had that before on one of my other videos. I'll put it in the corner. When I denied somebody or upset the narc on the other end and basically said, I'm not having this shit, no way. They turned, their colours changed. Next thing you'll get, well, go fuck yourself, bitch. You're a fat, ugly, blah, blah, blah. I didn't love you anyway. Go and screw the rest of the blokes. Go and screw that ex-boyfriend. Go and screw them. Go and do that. They will get abusive. And they will fly off the handle because, again, they've been rejected. They thought by hoovering you back, if you don't get hoovered, if you do not accept the hoovering and you either don't contact them, if you ignore the messages completely and all you see is a line of their messages, you just look through the line of their messages. They'll start off with, I want to change, I love you, I want you back, why aren't you answering me, please answer me. Then it's bitch, why don't you answer me, bitch? Then it's like, I hate you anyway, who fucking wants you back? You watch their messages change. They were hoping that towards the top of the messages that you would reply and you would get involved and you would say, oh, but babe, I miss you too. When you don't, and when they're talking to a brick wall because you are not talking back to them, you will notice that suddenly you get abuse. You ugly fat bitch, you'll get all that. No one's going to want you. No one's going to have you. I never loved you anyway, bitch. That's what it turns into. And that's when you know their true colours. It's horrendous. I've also read a lot about people that actually can't understand why they don't get hoovered. I wasn't hoovered. Twice I wasn't hoovered. I know why I wasn't hoovered, because I was a threat. The first Stumpy, my early video was about Stumpy. He was a celebrity DJ. He thought that, we knew that if he continued doing what he was doing, he was abusing me on my YouTube channel. He was sending me emails of threats saying he was going to arrest me for doing YouTube channels. And I didn't mention his name, but he did. He basically had to give up because I think his celebrity was more important to him. And if it got out to anybody what he'd done to me, and I think he knew that I would put it out there. I sent him a letter on one of my early videos. My final discard message or something it was. I'll put it there if you haven't seen it. Yeah, he knew that I would carry on. He knew that I would do something. And the same with the somatic narcissist. I put something on his Facebook page, warning all the ladies he'd been with that they need to go and get sex, go to the doctors and get a sex checkup because he might have given them all sorts of diseases because he's a cheating, lying, pathological, disordered, narcissist. So I put it out there. So he left me alone because he knew that he would regret it. And that's what you've got to do, is when they leave you, make them regret ever having met you. Make them regret ever having laid eyes on you. Make them regret. If they regret ever meeting you, you'll not hear from them again. Also, you'll not hear from them if you're a strong person. Now, please do not think because they have not hoovered you back. For some reason, a lot of people think it's a validation. It's not. Why hasn't he hoovered me back? I obviously didn't mean anything to him. Sorry, but we don't mean anything to them anyway. So by hoover them back, what that's saying to them is that they can use you again because you're weak, or they think you're weak. The amount of things that I say is, I read, why haven't I been hoovered? Why haven't I been hoovered? Because you're too strong. Because that you were a threat, you were too strong. They weren't getting the supply of you. Whatever it was that you did to them, they weren't going to gain anything from you. And you were bad supply. That's good though. Bad supply is good to us. It's not a negative, it's a positive to us, because we're not for them. We're empathic people, and they saw us as empathic people, but they didn't realise that you can also be nice and bad at the same time. That sounds really strange, but you know what I mean? So the saying goes, don't mistake my kindness for weakness, which is what they do. There's also people that are codependent, and they're people that maybe the narcissists do win over, because I don't really like the word codependent. I don't know why. I just think one of the people doing videos basically kind of comes out as if every single person that is with a narcissist is a codependent. They're not. Narcissists are nasty people pretending to be nice. And we're nice people, so we go for what we think are nice people, but they're not. So we can also get confused. Empaths and codependents are both get confused to who's nice and who's not. I think we're better off going for people who are straight out nasty. If you walk up to a guy and you say, oh, you know, you're going to have me a drink, he goes, no, go buy your own drink. I think we're best off with them. Stay with them. Yeah. What are you looking at? No, you can't sit here. I don't know. Anybody that's rude, I think you just stick with the rude people. I think the people that are rude and the people that maybe you've been warned about, oh, don't get near him, he's a bastard. Go with him, because it's probably honest. What you see is what you get. I'm not advising people go with bastards, sorry. But I just think some people that are maybe outwardly a little bit obnoxious or out as long as they're not overt, that's different. I'm waffling now, aren't I? My edit button's out again. But if you're not hoovered, please do not take it as an insult. It is a positive thing, it's not an insult. So those that haven't been hoovered, it's because you're too strong, it's because you're not a codependent, you value yourself, you made a mistake, you opened your world up like me to somebody who was pretending to be nice, and that they thought that you were weak because you are nice. So there's two different things basically. So that's that. If you're not hoovered back, smile. If you're not hoovered back, whoop whoop, celebrate, because that means you're strong. And I'm not saying the people who have been hoovered back aren't strong. I have to cover my arse here, because sometimes you get comments going, so you're trying to say everybody else is not strong. They are. You know, we all have our own faults and failures. But I just think the people who aren't hoovered back, you're not a good supply to them. So be grateful. They'll also hoover you back with gifts. If they come round and don't text you, you have a bunch of flowers, you have a necklace, some chocolates. They'll pretend to be Mr. Please do not be taken in by them. I think, again, we create too much narc injury to the point where they can't take it anymore. I just think that Stumpy, I haven't spoke about Stumpy for ages. Oh, bless Stumpy, bless him, my backside. I think he just too much narc injury. I think he just, they like to have a balance, don't they? They like you to be dramatic and strong, but so they can fight with you. But then sometimes it doesn't work. They think that they sometimes pick the wrong people. So just give your love to those who deserve it. Give your love to somebody who's going to appreciate it. If you love them and they don't love you, that's not a relationship. It saddens me again to see these people that says, I love my narc. They even say I love my narc, which kind of surprises me. I love my narc, I can't leave him. But he's an absolute bastard and he's treating me like shit. It's so hard, because you really want to take those people in your arms and shake them and say, please, a relationship is two-sided. He needs to love you and you need to love him. You can't stay with somebody just because you love them. Don't stay with somebody just because you're in love with that person. If that person is abusive to you and if that person is making you sick, you need to leave. That love will fade, but the trauma that you're going to get will probably be with you forever. Once the dopamine, the cortisol, the up and down, all that leaves your body, You get withdrawal symptoms. It's like a drug addict. It is. It's the same as being a drug addict. If you want to get better, you need to get off the drug. And you need to look forward into your future, not where you are now, not where you've been. Look forward into your future and fix yourself now. I knew that when Stumpy was a narcissist. Narcissist. I've not said narcissist for a while, have I? Narcissist. Oh, well, I get that word straight. I had to leave because I thought he doesn't love me, and I will not give my love to someone that doesn't love me. I'm going to put something up at the end of this. It's a little video, and it just shows that I was hoovered back, and it starts off, well, it starts how a hoover would start. So I'm going to play it. I might play it now. So as you can see, he says hello, hi, how are you, how's the cat? In it I actually mention that I like fishing. Suddenly there's a photo appears of him liking fishing. I mentioned that my dad passed away with Alzheimer's, and he suddenly comes up with his sick parents. Now they are sick, but it just shows it's mirroring. He wants to meet me, he's got me presents. That's how it starts. If you look at that, little, you can see him hoovering me back, and I'm stupid to fall for it. 10 years later, that was 10 years. He waited 10 years, and there's also points in it where he says I'm single. He was seeing Sarah Louise, and the point is that when you find out that the truth that you thought was the truth was an absolute lie, that's the only point that you know who they are. You need to find out the truth. I think there's more to it. I think people lie more than we think they lie. So that's that little clip, if I put that in there. So anyway, that's it. Hoovering. They will try anything. And you need to know what hoovering looks like. You need to see it. It'll come after months, after years, whatever, and just ignore it. Do not reply back. Do not feed them. They are looking for drama. They're looking for the fact that you still love them, or the fact that they can create and wake up that love in you again, and it makes them feel good that they can tell you things. It's a game. I love you, you're so gorgeous, I miss you so much. Remember the days we used to walk on the beach and hold hands? Remember that Christmas time when we did this, we did that? No, don't let them pull at your heartstrings. You need to leave away. You need to walk away. You need to leave. Turn the phone off. Put the phone under a table. Ignore it, please. They don't want us. Anyway, all I want to say also is that thanks to my subscribers, and thanks to all my people. Oh, what's wrong with my voice today? My mouth's not working. Thanks to the comments and people that are supporting me. Whenever I get a subscriber, I do actually look at your page, not in a stalky way, but I do. I click on because I want to see who you are. I see your playlists, and it gives me a little insight into who you are. So every single person that subscribes, I click onto you, and I just have a little look to see who you are, and I appreciate that. But you know what it is? I like to know where people are from. So if you do put a comment below, just put where you're from, because it's really interesting. I wish I knew where everybody was from. I love it. I love travelling and stuff and meeting new people around the world. So if I can see where you're from. So yeah, if you do want to put a comment below, just put where you're from, because it's great. It's interesting. I love it. It's really nice. So I hope I've said enough there. Oh God, probably do, because I always do say too much. Right, I'm going. Thank you very much for subscribing and watching and sticking with me. Don't accept the hoover. Do not feed the narc. Remember, those that care the least are the ones that are in control of the relationship. It's sad, but it's true. Take care. See you later.